Yo YouTube, welcome back to another video, man. Y'all tuned in to the BitFunyuns channel where we go over crypto analysis, Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, all that good stuff. Y'all tuned in to the right place. If y'all here to make some money, stay tuned in, stay locked in. Let's go ahead and dive in. Currently, we're looking at Bitcoin around $63,000. It's currently, or it has currently hit resistance around the 64.3K area. This is coming off a nice correction from this 53K area all the way up here, right? After that move, looks like now we are, as I mentioned previously, facing resistance right here. Dang, what happened? Facing resistance right here after this move right here. I mentioned previously in maybe a couple videos, it's been a minute since I've been on here, but I would like a retrace of this 60K area before we continue towards the upside. So after you see a nice move like this is a nice weekly move because it's multiple days. It might have been like, it looks like 2 weeks. Maybe we're on our third week of just green price action. Matter of fact, let's look at it now. Boom. Exactly what I said. 2 green weeks. Boom, boom, boom. Right? So potentially this week might be a automatic break through this area of resistance that I mentioned here, around here. It might be just a sharp breakthrough. The likelihood of that right now is kind of slim. I won't even say slim. It can happen, but usually once you get to an area like this, you want to break through with some conviction. We did not do that. Right now, we just tested the level and we're not closing below, but we're not breaking through it. So we tested this area and we're coming back down. And so our next area of support is going to be key, which is this 60K area right here, right? So this is this area right here. Now, one of the potential things that may happen is that we'll continue to fuck around in this area. And then once that happens, then you might be in a zone where you break through this area, right? But because we already closed the daily candle in the red, that has me leaning towards, okay, a correction at this point. And normally when you see like these green candles right here, that is bullish. And you really want to keep on seeing those green candles as you continue to test this area, right? And so if we get maybe some more red candles to follow this green, this is basically indicating that this is a rollover instead of a shoot. You know what I'm saying? I created my own terminology. That's just how I identify with it. But yeah, if you start to see red candles, that indicates that, all right, we are rolling over, as you can see right here. This is a indication that, boom, and we closed below. And we closed red, meaning that we broke below, or we broke towards the downside. Let's see if we can find any more rollovers. That might be, it's not the only one. Of course not. Like this right here is a rollover. You start to see these red candles try to come back and test. We ultimately couldn't test or couldn't break through, so we fall back down. This is a rollover. We rolled over here. We tried again, and this is a confirmation. Like you see this red one again, it's like, okay, we tested the first time, came back down, tried again, and closed red, we're coming back down. This is a rollover. We're attempting to break a resistance area. We don't have enough strength, so we come back down, right? So that's essentially what that is. Now, the big question, the big test is, okay, is this an opportunity for price to come back down? In my opinion, as it looks right now, I would say yes. Why? Because when you're facing critical resistance areas such as this one, and we've held it for around 213 days, you want to break through this area like significantly, right? Let me find an example. You see this right here, we broke through this area somewhat significantly. So now we are able to trade above it. We broke through this area significantly. Now we are able to trade above. Like once you break areas like this, we broke through the 60K significantly with enough force and power to continue pushing over. With areas like this, as you can see, we did not push significantly. Like, it would have to happen really quickly. And once it happens really quickly, then 9 times out of 10, it's like, all right, cool. This resistance area has now turned to support, but we haven't reached that yet. So now we're just going to be waiting, patiently waiting. As I mentioned before, I'm looking at the 60K area. I think I like how it looks on a 4-hour, just off the Ichimoku cloud. Like, look at that 4-hour cloud right here. That looks beautiful. And it lines up directly with the support range around 60K. The only thing is, it's the 4-hour. So as you can see here, it's holding support. As you can see here, holding support, holding support, holding support. So it is a lower time frame indicator, but it's nevertheless still a bullish indicator. Also, the same goes for the EMA ribbon. Sometimes you may break below, boom, but that just gears us to continue moving forward, right? This happens multiple times in the uptrend. You break below and you still continue to move forward. You break below and you move forward. So it's no surprise in any type of uptrend. You may break below and then continue moving forward. You may break below, continue moving forward. Break below, continue moving forward. It happens all the time, all the freaking time. Look at this. Below, look at this, move forward. Right? So that's just essentially what I'm looking at in the vibe that I'm getting from Bitcoin right now. It's like, okay, we didn't break we didn't break our previous high yet. So therefore, the uptrend is not completely in play. It is very bullish though, because we broke this right here, right? This was our last lower high, this right here. But we just broke that. So now that's indicating, okay, that's the first sign that Bitcoin is in a bullish environment, right? And so now you want to see a test somewhere in this area, maybe even in this area. You just don't want to break this low. You break this low right here, it definitely indicates that we have some more downside to go. But as it currently stands, we created this low, we came back, we tested this area very, very quickly, and we continued up north. So now this is really your area that you don't want to break. This would be my invalidation zone around 57. If you want to go up a little bit more, 57.5K. That's just currently what I'm feeling. All right, that's enough on Bitcoin. Let's scroll over to the Dixie, see how that's been doing. And we've been getting a rise in the Dixie, or a bounce off this support zone here at 100. And so when the Dixie tends to go up, Bitcoin will tend to go down. It has an inverse correlation with each other. So as Bitcoin was dropping here, as the Dixie was dropping here, 9 times out of 10, Bitcoin was going up, and we can backtest that on a later date. But right now, it looks like, okay, we bounced here. We try to come back down. We're creating some support here. We might want to touch this area, this 102 area for resistance before we continue back down. If we push strong enough, we might recapture this area, trade above, and then we'll go from there. But as it currently stands, we are bouncing off this area, indicating that Bitcoin will most likely come back down if you're using just this chart, right? And so if Bitcoin is coming down or rolling over, the Dixie's going up, this is going to have me to believe that the S&P is pulling back, is coming back down, right? Why? Because it's just the relationship that these different currencies have with each other. So let's go ahead and find out based off the S&P. So the S&P, the previous day, which was Friday, finished bearish. Today looks like it finished bullish. So again, it's not 100% correct that, okay, if the Dixie is going down, that traditional finance and Bitcoin is going up. It's just, it's likely. It's not every time. But in this instance, it looks like we finished bullish. Not necessarily a big movement day as far as price in the S&P, but we'll just continue to monitor it and keep our eye on it. Right now, we are also currently above all-time highs, and our previous all-time high was like set right here around around 5.6K. And what I'm saying is, if we do pull back, our test of our test of support would be around this area right here. So hopefully we'll catch some support around the 56 or the 5.6K area to continue upward. All right, that's what I see there. On Ethereum, look at this. I've had these lines marked off for the longest. I haven't made a video in how long, but it continues to hold true, right? We grabbed support here. We were able to break above this resistance area around 2.5K. And I told you, after you can tell when you're flipping resistance zones once you have a strong break above. This was a strong break above. Why? Because if you take the start of the zone all the way to the top, it was an 8% move on the daily, right? And so now we tested this area right here that I had marked off as resistance. We tapped it. We might continue to mess around in this area, come back. I would guess that nice support will be here at the 2.5K since we broke it. And let's see if our 4-hour indicates that, at least in the short term. Boom, look at this. It's lining up perfectly. So maybe if you get a test of this area along with some candle confirmations, that might be a great long entry. That's just me personally and what I'm seeing, right? And again, as I mentioned before, you want to see some of those lower highs, like lower high right here, broken. So this was a lower high. We broke that. We also had this one, which we broke as well. You want to come back, get a nice retest, a nice charge up so that we can break this area right here. And if we break this area, our next target is 2.8K. And once we're above 2.8K, things are looking really, really good for Ethereum, just personally, because that right there is a huge indication like, okay, the market's turning. We were able to come down, test this support, test this resistance, come down, not get all the way down and shoot up. This shows that the market is turning around. Things are about to get really, really good for crypto, right? That's just essentially what I'm saying. If I had to tell you, things are about to look really, really good for crypto. And we haven't even reached all-time highs for Ethereum. So when you get a retest of this area, what do you think is going to happen? Dude, all-time highs, that's 100% of your money that's just with 1x leverage. Imagine if you put 10x leverage. 10 times 100 is what? Shoot, 10,000, $10,000 or 10,000% on whatever you put in. Come on, man. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. It don't get no better than crypto, guys. And I'm just leave it at that. I know I've been gone for a little while, y'all. Thank y'all for staying tuned. Thank y'all for subscribing. Thank y'all for watching my videos. I'm going to keep on making videos because y'all need it. I love making content. I love making content just on crypto, and I'm just very appreciative to be in this position. I'm gone. Y'all stay blessed. Yeah.